So we're walking along the shoreline swamp forest of Lake Monroe. We are in Cypress. This is the majestic place. As you can see, there hasn't been any logging around here. There are some big trees. It's raining. You can hear some northern parulas calling in the treetops. There's also some cardinals and Carolina wrens. I hear a woodpecker. It's a red-bellied woodpecker. Never know what you're gonna find out here in the woods. Look, here's an old light bulb. This just fell out of the tree. Cypress called. It smells like a Christmas tree. Over here you can see probably this pond cypress. And then you have some hardwoods. Here, this is the American elm. You can see it, it's kind of dark. This tree here is the American elm. Almost Americana. This fern is a shield fern, according to iNaturalist. I haven't seen any new ferns. Gotta be careful walking through this because there could be snakes. I do have long boots on. Gotta be really careful walking out here because fall on one of these cypress knees and impale yourself. American elms in here. Here's this is like a red maple. A lot of garbage washes in from the road, which is in that direction. Styrofoam cups, especially in times of high water. This area is often flooded and garbage floats around, and we find old bottles here that are 50, 60 years old. Sometimes maybe even more back from Prohibition days. Mundo regalis. This is a royal fern. Instead of having the spores on the undersides of the fronds, it has a specialized frond that distributes the spores. Interesting fern. It's false nettles here, and you can see there's some caterpillars in here eating the leaves. Not a very beautiful plant, Vomeria cylindrica. Not very impressive, but it is utilized by wildlife and vertebrates. Not really eaten by deer. See an old, looks like an old coffee jar. Like the 50s. So we're gonna circle back, see what else is happening here. We've got, looks like it could be American trumpet vine or a China berry. Dark swamp. Elms. Dark elms. See those elms. Seem to do alright growing up in the shade of these cypress trees. Although they get pretty huge themselves, but let's see, there's a lot of elms in this forest. Look at that cypress tree. It doesn't look as impressive on video as it is in real life. But the circumference of that tree is probably, I don't know, like at 3 feet from the base. It's probably 15 feet around. It's getting dark. You can see 2 old bottles, and these old bottles say not to be reused under penalty of the law. Maybe 1950s, 1950. Somebody had a party. There's a species of oak that thrives over here. This is swamp laurel oak, Quercus laurifolia. And obviously these leaves are laurel shaped, roughly. Laurel leaf or bay leaf, almost looking. Remember when they used to serve orange juice in these little plastic oranges? Maybe you're too young to remember that, but that's what that is. It's a plastic orange container, orange juice. This is Cerurus carnus, lizard's tail, not a flower. This plant has a long history of Native American use due to the sassafras-like smell of the leaves. It's very, from what I understand, it's a very important Native American medicinal plant. Not a lot of diversity in the swamp forest here. We mainly have an understory of false nettle, Bommeria cylindrica, poison ivy, Toxicodendron radicans, and you do occasionally see some button bush, Cephalanthus occidentalis, or you see sometimes see lizard's tail. There's a maple tree right here, red maple, the only maple here in Florida. So this part of Florida, central Florida here. Look how these cypress knees have little pools of water in there. Look, they catch the water. Interesting. This looks like something was moving through here. Looks like a game trail. There are a lot of deer here. And it's starting to rain now. There's another double llama. This is a tree that you find here in the swamp forest, Carolina ash. Frexinus, Louisiana. Swamp ash. It used to be called pop ash. It's Telecasters are made out of the wood from this tree. Cypress. There's another one of these old liquor bottles. It's a flask. Here we have a Tillandsia. It's also known as ball moss, Tillandsia recurvata. Here's another Tillandsia here. Tillandsia usinoides, or Spanish moss. Super interesting. Northern parulas use that as a nest. And they feed and raise their young in the Spanish moss growing high up in the trees.